Welcome back to the second half of the class trial. Last time, we established that Tagami was not the killer, but also was very suspicious. And then now we're trying to explain how Chihiro got into the boys' locker room to begin with in order for that to be feasible. It's a long story. I highly recommend you go watch the first part of the class trial before watching this. Let's just get back into it, okay? The girls' locker room? Oh, what am I clicking?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Yeah, you are speaking my language.
Aren't you all about 2D? Why are you all of a sudden such a perv?
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
In the last part, I asked to myself, obviously, is Fujisaki a boy? Is that what Kirigiri's trying to tell us right now?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Okay.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all.
That's what I'm about.
Stop
I mean, what?
Around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but what? This is... What is this?
Oh. What happened?
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Wait, am I? Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Oh. That explains why she, I don't know, she could be transgender. She was like so adamant about getting stronger. And then she was very distancing from the girls.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You seem pretty calm about this.
What?
Never mind.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true? Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Oh, come on, it was so obvious. Don't you remember, like, the Ash Ketchum voice that Cyber gave him? No, that wasn't on purpose, I swear. I didn't know. I thought it sounded weak and intimidated. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Obviously.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
No comment.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
I'm having a great time. Thank you
Now
so
let's
much.
ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Wow.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Yeah. You established that. To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my
And
mind.
because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Is this news to you, Tagami?
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
So Chihiro isn't like transgender or anything, just a boy that dressed like a girl to... because he thought it was fun?
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Yes.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
Yeah,
I still
would
don't
seem that
understand the
way.
motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is a most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected.
Wait, but
All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Genocide Jill said that she killed... I mean, and she's definitely not the killer because she didn't know. But she said that she killed little men. Like probably like timid little men. So that would have been the perfect target for her. Oh well.
Okay, well, connected or
Why
clear
was
or
it-
whatever.
I'm sad.
We still think
I'm sad
you're the killer,
Fujisaki's dead.
remember?
I swear.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But
not the killer.
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
He looked
But
really
aren't
shocked
you the
when...
one who accused him in the first place?
Yeah, well, we all make mistakes, Ifumi.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus,
Eventually.
the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
Yeah, that I totally agree with. He was just,
If
he
you
looked
really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't
shocked.
have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
He was playing with us, wasn't he? He was like, oh, let me mess around and see what happens. Haha.
Mark it as
Let me
correct.
frick around and find out.
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I don't think he is, and that's the worst part.
No, I am not effing with you right now.
Same.
I'm telling you the truth.
I don't have time to swear. Thank you very much.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Don't you remember that this is Cyber's channel where swearing's not okay?
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
To play with us,
My
probably.
reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he definitely did it to mess with us, to see if we would figure it out
Now
ourselves.
If it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, it's
No,
it's
I'm
actually
with
quite
Makoto.
clear that it is not.
If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
I love you.
Because if we're wrong,
What?
we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Makoto.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Weren't you on the...
Do you not have a mind of your own?
No. No, dude.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's
No, I
discuss
definitely
this
don't.
all as a group one more time.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing that can be sure that we know about the killer. It's a guy. It absolutely has to be a guy because there are no boys' handbooks you can borrow. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Oh, probably Celeste?
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I disagreed with that. That would be agreeing, I'm sorry.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Yes.
Even that might be enough for now.
Yes, Celeste did.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No.
No, that's wrong.
No. Celeste did.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Oh, that little detail. I totally forgot. Totally not on purpose.
Huh? Really?
I want to watch the world burn. I got the
Oh,
gasoline.
but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
You did say you'd only tell me and me alone.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
Excuse
It
me.
was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Yep, there's a blue little tracksuit in there.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Meeting up with
Chihiro
someone?
told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
That seems
But Hina
about
and
right.
I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
That person must know then.
Enough so that he was willing to risk his
Yeah.
secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
Huh?
That's what I just said.
You know who the killer is.
No, I don't.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
What is she referring to?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
I'm a little quiet here because I'm just trying to think.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
What? Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Let's say it's probably Celeste's account.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was
Yes.
on his way to go exercise.
Yes, I'm not gonna
So
disagree with
next we
anything you
have
have
to
to say.
ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Oh, okay.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
Oh no.
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Yeah. We never talked about the color. It's Mondo. We never talked about the color of the tracksuit. Are you saying there's something off about what someone just said?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Yes.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
No.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry, buddy. Oh, it's Mondo.
Hold on a second, Mondo.
I kinda
What did you
like
just
Mondo.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assumed he headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you
But it
say
was blue.
Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just.
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
Blue.
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
I told you. I made it just specifically for you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Oh, I like him.
Because I just.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Oh, you gotta protect a bro.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died.
Cherry?
That's the only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Whoa, look at that tongue gymnastics.
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
Oh, buddy.
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
Your face is turning the color of the tracksuit.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met
She was playing mind games. I got
What
it.
a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Interesting. Why?
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him. The way he talked?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
Did I get it right?
Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Oh, right. There was that statement that that Mondo said about dude really had a complex about.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Wow.
Are you a witch?
That
She's a
was
witch!
pretty
You're
good.
positively frightful.
She's very smart.
No, I'm not the frightful one.
The person next to me is.
Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Again, the person next to me. On my left.
Mondo, was it really you?
Oh, buddy.
Did you really kill Chihiro?
Oh, buddy. No.
I didn't kill anyone!
He totally did. No. I really liked him, actually.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that.
Oh,
this is
no.
a false accusation.
Oh, no, he's buddy.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned you had some evidence
That's
that you
what
weren't
my
gonna
little
share.
ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Is it anything useful?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Oh, you were so cocky about this evidence.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
Oh, is that Chihiro's e-handbook?
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Pretty sure it's Chihiro's. Found on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... It's mine. I lost it.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
You just said you weren't confident it was...
Then
Alright,
it must
whatever.
hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
What?
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
They're not, and you know that.
You're right. They're not.
Obviously.
They're totally waterproof and shock resistant.
I don't
it
have
would
to do
take
this.
an awful lot to break one.
Come on, you underestimate my abilities.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Well, you did mention before that there is a weakness, but what? Give me the weakness. Freak, there's only one by hitting its weak point, obviously.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
I remember everything.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
Okay, so what is it?
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
What is it?
You're asking me?
What?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already.
You could make it a rule.
Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Can't make any promises, yes.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Oh! The sauna! But why would that break Leon's? Did it get, like, to a high temperature?
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, 'cause I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
Thank you for the science lesson.
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
Oh, I thought this had fired.
That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Yeah, because actually also exerting energy that makes you hotter.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
back to the matter at hand, please.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna...
Oh, right, there's a trial.
Then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Mondo went into the sauna fully clothed when they did that competition between him and Ishimaru. Did he take his student handbook out? So he accidentally melted his student handbook. Right, that had to be it, right? So then that's how he knew, but then... Okay. I think he might have broken his handbook in the sauna, and then went to go borrow in the main hall, meant to go borrow Leon's, and then left his there. So that would explain why, quote unquote, Leon's handbook was broken, even though it never reached a high temperature. Ew.
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
Mondo.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
Mondo.
I might know someone who did.
Mondo.
Whoa! Seriously?
Yeah, it was a weird adventure.
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Oh, Ishimaru. Because he knows. Really? It could have been one person. You! Sorry, buddy.
Here's my answer.
But you, Tequila.
Mondo.
You, Tequila.
Your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
You went in fully clothed.
Why do you keep accusing him?
He went in fully clothed.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong.
I'm
He
sorry,
would never
buddy.
Kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Am I gonna be fighting with Ishimaru in the what is it? The battle thing? I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. What? Broken event card reader.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's wrong.
No! Pull it out right now, right now.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
Oh, that's what he was referring to. That he probably has Leon's right now.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Leon. I don't know.
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
Oh, please! I could have done so much worse.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
Yeah, you basically just repeated what I
But
said.
doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
When we discussed this before. We discussed this. We talked about this, Asahina. Are you not paying attention?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Boom!
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so.
But I'm not.
I'm happy to admit I made a mistake.
But I didn't.
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Oh, heck yeah. Let's do our closing argument. Is what it's called?
That way, everything will become clear. And
Yes.
we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Closing argument. Go. Dee-dee-dee. Okay. Okay, so look how swamped she's. Yes, my target. All right. You have your thing on. Oh no, sorry. Okay, and then went to the boys. Wait a second. Okay, so this is gonna be this one. And then this one. Because it looks like that's already open. It's just aggressive lifting weights. I don't know. And then no. Splatter. Roll up the carpet. Take down the thing. No, because that's right there. No, because then that's when you would put that up, right? This is so awful. He goes into the sauna, right? And then okay. There's just one more I didn't fill in because I'm having a little trouble. Oh, but that already happened. Oh, I think that's it. And then, yeah, that already happened. So it grabs it and okay, I
The killer
think
is you!
I think that's it. I'm hoping I'm not
First,
wrong.
let's take a look back to before the incident.
Yes.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Something. Ding!
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Indeed. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go now. Bye.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Heck yeah. Okay, I got that one right.
Simple, because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
But why? Why you do it, Mondo?
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Oh, heck yeah, we're doing good.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Oh,
it was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide
Good,
the
I got
act.
that one right.
First, then, removing the bloody poster.
Sorry. I get real click happy.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
That's a little interesting.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Now that was quite the workout.
That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Yeah, why?
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Yeah, but we're too smart, so...
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna.
So I'm wondering if, like, because Chiro was killed at maybe like 2 a.m., right? That's what they said, 2 a.m. So did he like arrange everything, go to the sauna, quickly burn it, and then go to bed? Like, worry about that in the morning.
There, they plan to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
Nailed it.
Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
What is that face?
Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Wait. No. This can't be right.
Yes, well, seems a little right.
Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence?
I just gave you so much.
You need evidence. You need proof.
I am gonna be battling him, aren't I?
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
The battle, the something battle, the battle. You know what I'm talking about. All I have to do, check that one item of his, and everything will become clear. Sorry, I have to adjust my seat all the time. New element has been added to bullet time battles. There we go. Yes. Let's talk a little bit about Fever Time and I don't know. Fever Time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we prepared also something called I don't want to say time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates this time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. That sounds good. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use... Oh, okay. Well then, good luck and have fun. I'm battling Ishimaru, aren't I? Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
Boom, boom, boom.
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
The broken handbook. If he shows us his handbook and it's Leon Kawada's,
If my
says
thinking
Leon
so
Kawada,
far is right,
then yeah, it's him.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's.
Yes.
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
See, are you... Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
I did it. I killed him.
No. A, B. What? Excuse me? Ha. I'll do that before I start the episode next time.
What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up.
Oh, buddy.
Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Alright, you don't need to tell me twice.
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank.
Give it a nice yank.
Who will you
Yoink
elect
that
as
lever.
the blackened this time around?
Mondo?
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh, the anticipation is killing me! Monokuma, you were here the entire time. I don't care. I still get really into this. Guilty. He's a guilty boy. Oh, buddy.
What?
Uh-oh! This time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so that blackened the killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Awara! Aw.
Unbelievable.
He does seem remorseful, so that's good. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would have killed someone.
Sorry.
Oh.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit Control key to fast forward the text. Oh, Monokuma. I love your fourth wall, your meta way of talking. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into the dark weakness to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out.
Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy.
But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in the shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him, and it was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear, instead it only grew stronger and stronger.
I'm weak. Weak, 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 weak.
Okay. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept that fact. After all, the world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma, that's me, announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
That was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. That was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. And annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll be better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it. Oh, tragedy.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask him to help him from there. And the person he went to?
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mono, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Monokuma. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? Did what he did? Oh, you mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room? It was so that... Yeah. It was so that he could keep Chihiro's secret.
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Isn't that to cover up what he done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But
how does moving the body keep a secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room. Right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you... Yeah, that's a good question, Mondo. Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Something he didn't want anyone to know? Even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat
How many
myself.
times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? Who cares that you killed them? You still get your embarrassing secret explained. Bah! I do so love this game. That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? Huh? He killed brother. Oh my. Huh? Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone, his brother. Mondo's older brother named Daya Wada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in this country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. What? But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the street race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Oh... His brother saved him. Laying in his kid's brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fricked up. Sorry.
Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
Oh, I don't consider that him killing him. That's a little dramatic. He probably feels guilty, but he definitely didn't kill him. Ultimately, his brother sacrificed himself to save his younger brother. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to the kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to leave the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm
strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
And yet, as soon as our killing gang began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma, me, announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his older brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. if that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why
Mondo.
After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled with kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before.
I
didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety weighed down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever.
His words were like a knife in
my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face down his own weakness to try and overcome it. It was kind of strength I'd never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me?
What?
I'm strong. Are you freaking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something start to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why do you have to tell me that? You trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. Oh, no, baby. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I am strong.
Yeah. Strong. We get it.
Stronger than you.
You son of a
stronger
bitch.
than Daya! I don't remember anything after that.
Lozenge, come to my rescue, please. I woke up again. I didn't read that.
I had the dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey.
I killed him.
Oh.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He had that weak side from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness that lived in a heart like his. And it turned him cold-blooded.
Damn it.
Oh, you guys are entertaining. I love watching you bicker. Oh, look at him. You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't.
You... Just shut up! You son of a... Go ahead, say that again, I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but... Unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now,
That's what I promised
now,
you, right?
well
The
now.
the blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Water, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait. Oh.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Oh, I like Mondo. Aw, that sucks. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh, I've got some sweet hair myself. Whoa, what are we doing here? The cage of death. Oh. Whoa, okay. What? Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm beat. The guy died too. I'm just kidding. Mondo butter. Mondo butter. Ah, great for the pancakes. That was brutal. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Feeling would be nice. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Maybe I'll just give in to madness. Oh yeah, sorry. Ah! Oh. I'm sorry, Taka. Poor Ishimaru, he's all sad. But of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya.
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that. A game, one of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm and motionless, like a voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too? That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. So you knew the entire time who the killer was too. Great. What? What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought I would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But
damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached the point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. What? Me? Oh, you. Wait, what?
Correct.
So that was your reason? Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next. You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the Damn it!
Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how
the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of your childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Tagami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mod for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter pealed across the courtroom, and the curtain closed with the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying...
Huh?
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot.
What am I holding?
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
Wait a second. Am I holding like one of those like tricks that you do with your hands and it makes little shapes and stuff?
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You
What?
do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask
As long
you.
as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied, because you see, that's my ace in the hole.
What? The 16th student. So there is a 16th student. For sure. And it's his ace in the hole?
And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Who is he talking to? Oh, Mondo. I'm kind of glad I don't have to do your voice anymore, but I'm sad you died. Oh. Can I give that to Ishimaru? Do you want to save the data? Yes. And with that, I'm gonna end it. Thank you so much for joining me again today. That was oy vey. That was actually a lot more fun than the last trial because I basically knew who it was to begin with. So poor Fujisaki and poor Mondo, honestly. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a like for the algorithm, but also if you like this, so I can know if you want more Danganronpa content or similar content to this, go ahead and leave a like of whatever you want. Do not leave any spoilers, please. Also for the algorithm. And then of course subscribe if you want similar content, because I am a voice actor and a gamer and I do things like voice trolling, Danganronpa, you know the drill. Again, thank you so much and I will see you later. Bye bye.